Hey everybody, Tim here from Workshop 12, and I wanted to reach out and give an update to everybody. So hopefully everybody is staying healthy and safe out there with all this craziness that is going on out there. We have kind of 3 projects on the go that I wanted to give an update on. And of course, COVID is affecting a little bit on the different projects that we're working on. So for the G35 and the Genesis, the plastics are done and they're ready to go. So there's no work left to do there. Really what we're working through is the climate control electronics for those vehicles. So this is again where something kind of has hit us a little bit with COVID, is that some of the chips that we were using on some of those climate USB controls isn't available, or is on back order, is on those things. So Gerald is actually grabbing some different chips and incorporating them into the board and trying to get those tested out so that we can use those for being able to communicate with the CAN bus with both of those different vehicles. So it's kind of tripped us up a little bit. Same thing goes for some of the actual connectors that we need. The G37 has a wonderful plethora of different connectors depending on your year, your model, your features, all these sorts of things. So we're waiting for those connectors to come in as well. I think Gerald's got an eye on some that are in stock that's close to him that he's able to get those now. So we're waiting for those to come in to be able to do our final testing on the G37. So we've got the code is finished in the climate control, but we haven't been able to test it yet because we haven't had the connectors and the chips to be able to test it in the vehicle because of all the wonderful delays that are happening around the world right now. So we are waiting for those to come in, and we're ready to kind of test in a vehicle as soon as that happens. Now, we're likely going to have a bit of a challenge there as well. Our province, we're close to Toronto, Ontario, and Canada, and our province is in an entire lockdown. So only essential businesses are open, everybody else has to be closed. So we may have a challenge in trying to be able to do the test fitting and electronics in the G37. We're trying to find some ways around that to be able to make that happen. But it could be a challenge for us to be able to operate and get those in there. But first things first, we need to get the connectors, we need to get the chips, those sorts of things that are trying to come in. The Genesis, again, plastics are finished. We have, there's 2 tablet choices for the Genesis, and I think we have 3 tablet choices for the G37. All that work is ready. The Genesis, again, we've been just struggling with the chips to be able to get a reading of the CAN bus to be able to do our final software work in there. So we'll be using the same kind of software on the tablet, but it's just that interchange in those CAN bus chips and the way that we are communicating back and forth on there to be able to get that logging finalized and being able to get that climate going. Again, we're trying to do as much as we can and work through delays as quickly as we can, but sometimes our hands are a little bit tied on those ones. So again, the plastic there is ready to go. We just literally need to be able to get our hands on some of those connections that are going to work, that we can get the proper logging and get that work done. Again, similar challenges for being able to try to get that work done because of the lockdowns in the area. So again, doing the best we can to try to move this along as quickly as we possibly can. The G35, I think we're just putting the final touches right now with the 3D models on the plastics, and then we should be able to get some test prints coming out of those as well. So it is close to being able to have the plastics done. Again, we'll need to be working on the climate control with it. But literally for the G37 and the Genesis, we have 10 plastics set aside for beta testers for the G37. We've got 8 plastics set aside for the Genesis beta testers so that we can get a few different people working through the different configurations and making sure that everything's working properly before we start taking general orders on everything. So just wanted to give you kind of that update. Again, even with these lockdowns, our shipments as far as being able to fulfill orders, getting inventory in that we need to be able to build. We made moves before COVID hit to be able to kind of work remotely and produce where we need to so that we're not affected by some of the shutdowns to be able to get the manufacturing done. So that stuff is still, so far, cross the fingers, still moving smoothly, and we're able to fill orders in the same times that we have for our shipping lead times posted. So that's just it. I wanted to give everybody an update. I know it's hard to be patient and try to get these updates done and out the door, but we're doing the best we can, and we're hoping that we've got some really good news soon to be able to start those beta tests. So thanks a lot for joining, and again, we appreciate your patience, and we're hoping to get something to you as quickly as we can.